The 2026 offseason is shaping up to be one of the wildest in recent memory.
AJ to the Ravens, bro. Yup. To the flop.
Every single team in this league has holes to fill. So, today we're breaking down the one trade that each of the 32 NFL teams absolutely must make this offseason. Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals just went 3-14 with Kyler Murray missing most of the year. Mac Jones makes perfect sense. He went 5-3 as a starter in San Francisco with a 97.4 passer rating and is still on the cheap. Atlanta Falcons. If Michael Penix Jr. is the guy that the Falcons are desperately hoping for him to be, then Atlanta needs to build a defense that can actually support him. Budda Baker has been one of the best safeties in football for years. Pair him with Jesse Bates and boom, suddenly Atlanta has one of the best safety duos in the NFC. Baltimore Ravens. This one has been a brewing for months. A.J. Brown is clearly unhappy in Philadelphia. The Eagles are expected to entertain offers, and Baltimore desperately needs another weapon for Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry has been publicly campaigning to reunite with his former Titans teammate, but their passing game needs a jolt. Send a second-round pick and Rashad Bateman to Philly and watch this offense become truly unstoppable. Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen still doesn't have a true number one receiver. Khalil Shakir is nice. Keon Coleman hasn't developed. I think it's just super obvious at this point that they need more. And you know, DJ Moore is available in Chicago. Carolina Panthers. Carolina backed into the playoffs last year, but let's be real, they need a lot more firepower to compete in 2026. The pass rush especially needs work. Landry is 29 with 2 years left on his deal at roughly $14 million per year. He's posted at least 8.5 sacks in each of his last 3 healthy seasons. Chicago Bears. The Bears need to trade for an edge rusher. Chicago might just have enough draft capital to make a big move and snake Max Crosby from the Raiders, kind of like they did with Khalil Mack a few years back. Cincinnati Bengals. Javon Dexter just put up a career-best 7 sacks for the Bears, and he's only 25. Problem? He's entering the final year of his rookie deal, and Chicago is really strapped for cap space with extensions looming for Caleb Williams' weapons. Cincy might be able to ink a deal. Cleveland Browns. It's time to stop this charade. Myles Garrett just broke the NFL single-season sack record with 23 sacks, and the Browns still went 5-12. He requested a trade last February. Cleveland talked him into staying with a 4-year, $160 million extension and then proceeded to fire Kevin Stefanski and watch Jim Schwartz walk out the door. Garrett has a no-trade clause, so he controls where he goes, but Cleveland needs to find a way to sell high at this point. The Lions, Bears, Eagles, and 49ers have all been linked to him. Cleveland needs to accept reality. They are not winning anything meaningful anytime soon. Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys need to trade for a starting cornerback. Dallas had the worst scoring defense in franchise history last season. They need to spend resources on that secondary. Trade for DJ Reed. Boom. 5th-round pick gets it done. Denver Broncos. The Broncos were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Now they really need to add a true number 1 receiver. The 49ers avoided Ayuk's guarantees after a rift over his ACL rehab. When healthy, Ayuk is a legitimate 1,000-yard receiver. Detroit Lions. The Lions missed the playoffs after winning 15 games the year before. Injuries absolutely decimated them, but even healthy, that defensive interior really needs more push. Hargrave is 31 and entering the final year of his contract in Minnesota. He's played in similar systems and still has juice as a pass-rushing 3 technique. Green Bay Packers. Baltimore might release Marlon Humphrey to save cap space, but if he's available via trade for a late-round pick, Green Bay should definitely pounce. He's still capable of being a CB1 when healthy. This defense currently needs proven veterans, not projects. Houston Texans. CJ Stroud took 31 sacks in 2025. The offensive line was improved from the year before, but something has to change. Deion Dawkins is still playing at a high level in Buffalo, but the Bills need cap relief. His $16.8 million cap hit is very manageable for Houston. Protect your franchise quarterback before it's too late. Otherwise, he is going to continue to unravel. Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones proved that he can be a legitimate starter before his Achilles injury. Now the Colts need to build around him. The defense needs a tone setter. Roquan Smith has been a 3-time All-Pro in Baltimore, but the Ravens have young linebackers emerging and need cap space. Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had a breakout season under Liam Cohen. He finished as an MVP finalist. This is finally the guy we expected when Jacksonville took him first overall. Now, the Jags just need to rebuild that defense. And Gervon Dexter Sr., who's entering the final year of his deal, could make a whole lot of sense if the Bears are looking to sell high on a guy that they probably can't afford to hang on to long term. Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs went 6-11. Mahomes tore his ACL, and the running game averaged under 4.0 yards per carry. Yeah, rough year in KC. But at least one of those problems is addressable for this offseason. David Montgomery is reportedly available, and you gotta think that he would be a scary option in their offense once Mahomes is back from injury. Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have Fernando Mendoza at pick 1, but what if they want some competition? What if they want some insurance? Anthony Richardson is available for almost nothing. The Colts aren't picking up his 5th-year option. He is still just 23 with elite physical tools. A 6th-round pick gets him. Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert has never had a legitimate tight end threat. LA should see if they can wrangle Cole Kmet away from the Bears. He's a proven middle-of-the-field threat, and Chicago could use the cap relief. Plus, he's redundant on that squad with Colston Loveland rounding into form. Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford is still playing at a high level. They need receiver depth behind Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Darius Slayton is buried on the Giants' depth chart. The Rams could likely get the proven deep threat who can stretch defenses for a couple of mid-rounders. Miami Dolphins. This time, at long last, trade away Tua Tagovailoa. Full stop. This is happening one way or another. Tua is benched for Quinn Ewers. The new regime with Jeff Hafley wants a fresh start. The $56.4 million cap hit is brutal, but keeping him is even worse. Find a team willing to absorb even half of that contract. Get a mid-round pick back, move on, and start that rebuild properly. Minnesota Vikings. Kevin O'Connell knows Cousins better than anyone, and 2025 showed us that there are real reasons to doubt that J.J. McCarthy is ready. And Cousins is about to be released by Atlanta for essentially nothing. Atlanta is paying Cousins regardless. Minnesota could sign him for the veteran minimum, but if the Falcons want even a 7th-round pick to trade him before the release, you know what? Pay it. New England Patriots. They have cap space and draft capital. A 2nd-round pick and 1 or 2 rotational pieces might get it done. Give May a true alpha receiver and watch this offense completely transform. New Orleans Saints. This may not be popular with Saints fans, but I think it's time to trade their best offensive player who is coming off a monster year. New Orleans is in perpetual cap trouble. A receiver-needy team like the 49ers would pay a premium in spite of the injury concerns. New York Giants. The Giants have Jackson Dart at quarterback, and some nice young pieces on that side of the ball with Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbo set to return from injury. Now they need to build a defense around him. The linebacker core is thin. Patrick Queen hasn't lived up to his contract in Pittsburgh, but he's still talented. The Steelers might want to clear up cap space under Mike McCarthy. New York Jets. It's clear Justin Fields is not the answer, and while it feels like an adjacent move, Kyler Murray makes a lot of sense. They need a quarterback who can make plays, and guess what? Murray is several clips above Fields. Philadelphia Eagles. It's time. The Eagles should absolutely trade Brown if the right offer comes. That relationship is fractured. Trading him after June 1st saves $7 million in cap space. Pittsburgh Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't return, the Steelers need a quarterback. Mike McCarthy needs someone who can run his system, and Mac Jones makes a lot of sense. San Francisco 49ers. They need to retool outside. Shanahan should call his buddy KOC and see if he can make a deal for Jordan Addison to add big play speed to their wideout room once again. Seattle Seahawks. Dynasties are built in the offseason, and Seattle has one weakness: the interior offensive line. The Seahawks need an upgrade to protect Sam Darnold and open running lanes for Walker. So they should pick up the phone and see if they can snag Elijah Vera Tucker from a Jets team that is in major rebuild mode. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After their collapse in 2025, I think it's clear that the Buccaneers need to retool on defense, especially with the loss of Levante David looming. So look for them to make a deal for an edge rusher, a proven one like Rashawn Gary to help bolster Bowles' blitz-heavy defense. Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward needs weapons, and the Titans have cap space and draft capital to make a splash. If Dallas does the tag and trade, then Tennessee should be aggressive. Washington Commanders. Jonah Ellis is buried on Denver's depth chart behind Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper. He's only 22 with legitimate pass rush upside. Washington desperately needs to improve their defense, and all the signs are there that this is the kind of guy that is meant to be a regular contributor, not a rotational piece. But what trade do you think your favorite team should make? Who do you think we're right on here? Who do you think we're wrong about? Is there anything that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.